Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Aryna Sabalenka candidly explains why IGA Swiatek, Coco Gauff are her toughest rivals. Aryna Sabalenka has named IGA Swiatek and Coco Gauff as her toughest opponents, and explains that's because she is only sure she has won the point when it is actually over. Sabalenka is widely regarded as one of the most aggressive and dominant players in the game. In most cases, players struggle to cope with the Belarusian's power and strength. But Swiatek and Gauff, who are not nearly as powerful as Sabalenka or play so aggressively, know how to play against the world number one, as the Pole leads their head-to-head 8-5, while the American has 6 wins and 5 losses. While Sabalenka is considered one of the most aggressive players, Swiatek and Gauff are widely regarded as one of the best movers on the tour. And that's exactly what makes them tricky rivals. Sabalenka, Swiatek, Gauff are my toughest opponents. You think the point is over, but it is not. Coco and IGA are my toughest opponents physically. These two, physically, bring the biggest challenge. They move really great. So, sometimes you build a point and probably with others. This shot would be a point but with them. Sometimes you have to rebuild the point, and physically it's not easy. Mentally, it's not easy to stay strong and be ready that the ball is going to come back every time. You have to be really physically strong to handle that intensity. The world number one explained. En route to defending her U.S. Open title, Sabalenka didn't meet either Swiatek or Gauff. The Pole suffered a surprise quarterfinal loss to Amanda Anisimova, while the American got bounced by Naomi Osaka in the round of 16. But the Belarusian did meet both of her biggest rivals at the French Open when she beat the Polish player in the semifinal, but lost to the American in the final. In 10 days, the WTA 1000 tournament in Beijing is starting. That's where Sabalenka, Swiatek, and Gauff are slated to return to action and could meet again, but only from the semifinal stage onward, since they will be the 3 top-seeded players at the tournament. Under the soft European autumn sun, the court at Roland Garros sat quiet, its iconic red clay still fresh from its latest battle. It was here, just months ago, that Aryna Sabalenka had fought tooth and nail against her toughest rivals, and it's here, in the stadium's quiet lounge overlooking Court Philippe Chatrier, that she agreed to reflect. With her signature laugh, a sound equal parts fierce and disarming, Aryna Sabalenka stretched back in her chair and looked out onto the court. "They push me," she said, her Belarusian accent warm but assertive. "More than anyone. IGA and Coco, they're not just opponents. They're challenges to everything I think I've mastered." For someone who has made a name as one of the most powerful players in women's tennis, a storm of aces, grunts, and baseline aggression, Aryna Sabalenka has grown into something more complex. Her candor, her emotional resilience, and her ability to analyze the mental side of the game have matured in recent years. And in this rare moment of reflection, she is willing to unpack why Swiatek and Gauff sit so prominently in her mental game plan. The clay queen, IGA Swiatek. "She's ice," Aryna says, pausing. "You don't see it until it's too late. IGA plays like the court belongs to her." It's a fair statement. IGA Swiatek, the 4-time Grand Slam champion and current world number one, has become nearly untouchable on clay and increasingly adaptable on hard courts. Her balance of defense and offense, her mental endurance, and her rare ability to disrupt rhythm make her an especially difficult opponent. "When you play IGA," Sabalenka continued, "you're not just fighting her shots. You're fighting the silence between points. The way she doesn't give you any energy to feed off. It's like shadowboxing. You hit hard, she absorbs it. You change pace, she's already there." Sabalenka has played Swiatek enough to know this intimately. Their rivalry has become one of the sport's most fascinating, a contrast between fire and ice, aggression and precision. "She reads the game so well," Aryna admitted. "You'll go into a rally thinking you're controlling it, big forehand, big backhand, and then suddenly she resets everything with a short angle or a drop shot you didn't see coming." There's respect in her voice, but not reverence. "IGA doesn't intimidate me, but she demands that I play the most complete tennis I have. Not just power, patience, strategy, footwork. If I leave even one of those at home, I lose." The rising star who's already arrived, Coco Gauff. If Swiatek is ice, Coco Gauff is thunder. The thing about Coco, Aryna said with a smile, is that she plays like she has something to prove every second, and still smiles at you after a 25-shot rally. Sabalenka knows Gauff well. Their matches often pull in millions of viewers, not just for the tennis, but for the electricity they generate. Gauff's blistering speed, her court coverage, and her improved forehand have turned her from a prodigy into a real Grand Slam threat. After winning the U.S. Open, she cemented her position among the sport's elite. What makes her tough is not just the athleticism, Aryna explained. It's that she adapts so quickly. She doesn't lose the same way twice. In their last 3 matches, Sabalenka noted a clear trend. I'd find something that works, a pattern, a weakness, and by the second set, she'd close the gap. She forces you to evolve during the match. That adaptability, combined with Gauff's mental resilience, makes her a uniquely frustrating opponent. She's so young, Aryna said, almost laughing at her own words. But she plays like a veteran. Big moments don't scare her. She'll be down 0-40 and play those points with more clarity than most people do at 40-0. Rivalries that forge champions. There was a time when Aryna Sabalenka was seen as a loose cannon, all firepower, no control. But those days feel distant. The reigning Australian Open champion and a consistent top 5 presence, Sabalenka has honed her inner game just as much as her serve. Playing IGA and Coco, it's changed how I train, she admitted. I can't just go out and crush the ball anymore. I have to build points. I have to think 3-4 shots ahead. She credits Swiatek with teaching her about the value of control. With IGA, I learned that I needed more gears, not just 5th gear all the time. Sometimes, the best shot is the one you don't hit hard, the one that disrupts, that draws her in. From Gauff, she learned emotional discipline. She gets in every ball. There's no free points with Coco. You either earn it, or you don't get it. She taught me how important it is to stay composed, even when things don't go my way. The psychology of competition. Sabalenka speaks with surprising vulnerability when asked about the emotional side of these rivalries. You lose to someone a few times, she said, and it gets in your head. Not just can I beat them, but can I beat myself when I'm playing them? That's the harder part. She recalls a match against Swiatek in Rome, a 3-set thriller, where she lost despite playing what she considered some of her best tennis. I went back to the hotel and cried, she said, shrugging with a wry smile. Not because I lost, but because I didn't understand how I could do everything right and still not win. With Gauff, it's a different dynamic, more fire, less calculation. With Coco, I get emotionally charged. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it backfires. She's so composed that if I lose my cool, she'll just wait me out. Sabalenka is self-aware enough to know that these challenges are also opportunities. If I ever want to be number 1 again, or stay there, it has to be through them. That's the truth. They're not going anywhere. So I have to keep growing. Mutual respect. In the world of tennis, respect is rarely loud. It's spoken in post-match embraces, in the eyes across the net, in the honesty of press conferences. But Aryna is not one to hide what she feels. I respect them both, she said plainly. IGA, for her consistency, for how she leads without shouting. And Coco, for her spirit, for how she carries pressure like it's her shadow. There's no envy in her tone, only clarity. I don't want to be them, she said. I want to beat them. That's different. You have to admire someone's strengths without forgetting your own. The road ahead. As the WTA Tour barrels toward another season of slam showdowns and marquee finals, fans can expect the Sabalenka-Swiatek Gauff triangle to dominate headlines. It's not just because of their rankings. It's the way they contrast and elevate each other. When we play, Sabalenka said, something changes. The energy, the crowd, the pressure. I can feel it in my chest. She stood up, looking once more over the clay court below. Somewhere, a ball echoed in the distance, the sound of another rivalry forming, perhaps. IGA and Coco. They're the kind of rivals that make you better whether you like it or not. And honestly, she grinned, I like it.